So I've done a number of videos on thin rip jigs, but I've never seen one that looks quite like this. Let's do a real life example with this thin rip jig by cutting some thin strips on a thick piece of butcher block. First off, I'm going to slide the jig into place and lock it down so that it's in line with the table saw blade. With it locked into place, I can now loosen the knob on the top and slide the jig over until it kisses the teeth of the table saw blade. With the jig in place, I can now lock it down with the metal knob on place and adjust the pointer to the nearest whole inch. And now we're ready to adjust the jig to make some thin strips, in this case 1/8 of an inch. So I'll loosen the knob on the top and move it over 1/8 of an inch from the pointer and lock it back into place. And then probably the most important thing to do is to loosen the jig in the miter slot, pull it in front of the blade and lock it back down into the miter slot. And just like that, we're ready to go ahead and start to cut some thin strips. So we'll take our butcher block, place it onto our table saw until it's touching the jig, and slide our fence over until it's touching our butcher block. Then we can turn our table saw on and cut out some repetitive strips. And you'll see here, after making each cut, I'll simply take the board, place it back into the table saw, and adjust the fence so that I can get another thin strip. And after I'm all done, you can see how consistent each one of those strips is. And I'm just as impressed with the accuracy of the thickness of each one of these strips, coming in at exactly 0.13. So if you do a lot of cutting boards and safety and accuracy are really important to you, you might want to check out this Go Helper Thin Rip Jig.